Welcome in to the playoff edition of, the Super Bowl edition
Super
now.
Bowl edition.
Yeah, we're down to Super Bowl edition now. I'm Jason Soft, founder and president of Roar Sports, here with my sidekick,
Miguel Black.
Miguel Black, assistant director here helping us out. Man, it's been, what a season, right?
What a season. There's so much good highlights, so much kids excited for these games. It was amazing.
Yeah, and maybe we'll be able to get a show together after the Super Bowl with a season end wrap up and some highlights to go together. And it's just it's kind of tricky with there's Miguel and I and probably about 3 or 4 other folks that we've been working on kind of a skeleton crew this season, and all of us just doing a lot of stuff. You know, we all have families.
Yeah, always busy, man.
Yeah, always busy. So it's been kind of it's been a fun season, but a busy season, and so sometimes it's hard getting all that stuff together. But by God's grace, we're here.
Yep.
Super Bowl Saturday is upon us. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about in this show, so we're going to go ahead and get started right away. Going to go ahead and start with the take a peek, the final ranking. So here is where everybody ended up or started from. Here's where everybody started from. This is what it looked like. Again, down south, it's a newer league for us, and so they're still building with just 2 teams in each division, denoted there with the word South next to the teams. And so we went right into our playoffs. And first, let's take a peek and talk about the 6U playoffs here. First off, have you got a chance to watch?
I'll watch a few of those games and get myself together for the notes we're about to put together. The Dolphins look good, and Rakes is a good coach, so he should be prepared with these 6-year-old. But as we come to this conclusion, that's a tough division to coach. It's tough. It's the focus. And whoever gets their kids in focus this Super Bowl is probably going to come out the winner.
Right, and it's almost like herding cats at some point.
Yeah.
Hats off to the teams. I know I was refereeing some of the games of the Chargers, and I think it was George Carr's Chargers, and I said, so man, you have the patience of Job with these kids. And I'll tell you though, an interesting thing about the this first matchup here, the Broncos and the Bills, It was neat seeing some of the Bills score. First time 6U coach, and I think that has a lot to do with it too. You know, there is the element of the kids being young, being 5, being 6, and butterflies and squirrels and distractions.
Yes.
But I think those coaches that have been down that path before and that have done the whole 6U, played with those teams and so forth, they have a little bit of a edge, I think, because they know what to expect. They don't, I think, get as frustrated as some of the others, and it takes a lot of patience.
A lot.
What's the youngest division you've coached?
Not 6. So I think I went out to 8.
Not 6. Looking at the other matchup here, this one's interesting. I refereed both of these games, and I will tell you, at one point, the Chargers were right with them.
Yeah.
Hats off. George Carr again and it's hats off to him, because we knew coming into this season, from what little we knew about kids coming back, that the Dolphins were going to have a good team, right?
Yeah.
With Cash and a couple of the other kids they got there, Lachlan and so forth. But George Carr changed up his game, because I refed a lot of those games, and I noticed he changed up his game plan on offense, and it worked to a degree. He kept it really simple, and the kids executed well. And Coach Radcliffe, I wouldn't say he's nervous. And by the way, folks, any coach that doesn't call in or doesn't come on the show, they're fair game for Miguel and I to go at, because they all get an email. They all know these shows are happening, and all they have to do is stop up here at the bridge and just walk in the door right there,
exactly.
or call in on the phone, right?
Yeah.
And so they're
Put
fair
your points
game.
in.
It's not that we're being unfair, but they're fair game. But anyway, no, Coach Radcliffe's good coach.
Great coach.
And so looking forward to seeing that matchup. Rakes and Radcliffe should be a good game. I think the Broncos beat them by 1 or 2 scores maybe during the regular season, if I remember that right.
But I talked to Radcliffe, and Radcliffe said he didn't really want to show too much on the board. So, because he knew eventually he probably going to play them again. So he said he has a nice little game plan coming out in this one.
It might. We've seen some game plans, and we'll talk about some of those here shortly. Than other things. So let's go to probably the biggest, probably one of the most anticipated games, I would say, on this next Super Bowl Saturday, and that is none other then the Jags, and the Bills.
Yes.
The Jags and the Bills. Coach, let's talk for a minute about this. Let's start with the Jags. Rough start.
It was, but we had the discussion on the third podcast, and I was like, veterans are key to anybody's success in this league.
Right.
And they're fully loaded.
And if I remember, you made the remark. You said Jody doesn't understand what he has.
Yes.
Did you say that?
Yeah, I
thought you
say
said that.
I did say, but he did figure it out.
But
He figures out fully now the full capability of his team, and it should be a really exciting game.
Yeah, I noticed they seem to have ramped up as the season's gone along. Right, they took the first loss, they took another loss, and then things started kind of coming together, and they've been on this trajectory. I think 100%. If you watch our league, right? If you watch our league, 100%, you would have picked either the Jags and or the Panthers, both to be sleepers.
Yeah.
And the Jags are I think some of the veteran talent's coming forth, right? The kids have played for a while. Even though they're in the 8U, they've played for several seasons.
Yeah, they've played for multiple seasons. And I would like to say that it's been this year. It's been a lot of upsets, and the development of the kids. I try to announce that playoff kids are way different than regular season kids. They come in with this energy that's unbeatable.
Right, and I think the Jags finding the way to blend that element of the new kids with the veteran kids. And then, of course, it was interesting to see. I mean, we knew. I think part of those first couple of games with the slow start might have been just Coach Jody Boblet, getting back in the swing of things. He took a season off.
Yeah, he did.
And I think some of that might have been him, just getting back in the swing of things. But once he got up to speed, I mean, the Jags have just continued and continued and continued. If I was in 8U, I wouldn't want to play them. No, as far as the playoffs all the way up to Super Bowl, and Coach Jared Rakes, multi Super Bowl winner, found that out Saturday.
Yeah.
What happened in that? From what I understand, I was reffing the other game, so I didn't get to see it. So I'm going to rely on you. I know you did. Your April plays, right? Yeah. Coach Miggs' little girl plays on the Jags, and so you said that. Did I hear at one point they were up 2 or 3 scores on the Broncos?
Yeah, they were up 2 or 3 scores, but Rakes keep on fighting. The situation where the Jags really took a real big toll was locking down their best defenders and their aces and their deep threat. He kind of forced them to run the ball, which he spied 2 linebackers right on the run. And it was really, really tough for the Broncos to make any adjustment when you don't have an open receiver and they like to go deep. They have the talent to go deep. And your run game is not working either. But they did – Rakes is going to fight, and he did put on a spectacular comeback. He got down to like the 5-yard line, down 6. And it was a really good stop at the end. But that's how that game pretty much ended.
It sounded like we could hear it over here on this side of the field. We could hear a lot of the oohs and the ahs, and I kept checking in between the times I would have somebody run around the corner. What's the score of the game over there? So, yeah, it was definitely an upset, and so we'll see what happens. On the other side of the coin there, the other side of the field, rather, you have a guy that's been there a time or two.
Yeah,
Coach Nicky Sinelli.
You can say the same thing about Sinelli. He took a time off too, and he got back into the swing.
Yeah, that's right. He was out last season. Yeah, a couple seasons actually, I think.
So these both coaches have fresh mindset coming into these games.
Yep. And with Sinelli's team, and I haven't got to watch. Sadly, I haven't got to watch the Jags a lot, just because of the way the ref schedule has worked out.
Yep.
But Sinelli seems to be. I mean, they're a very balanced team.
Yes.
They've got plenty of firepower in the air. His son Vinny has got an absolute cannon for an arm. Of course, he's a baseball player, so we kind of expect that. So he is not afraid to let the deep ball go, and he's got receivers that can catch it. Jaquez does a fantastic job.
Amazing.
And I'm going to tell you what though. If I am the Jags and looking at where I'm going to go, my biggest concern when I'm on offense is Weston Kelly.
Yeah.
This kid plays that nose guard linebacker, middle linebacker, whatever you call it in flag. He plays that position so well.
Yeah.
I mean, the Panthers, who they beat on Saturday, and hats off, by the way, Coach Justin Brewer, taking a beeline for a second. He pulled the upset off on on Tuesday night.
Against the Patriots.
Against the Patriots.
Yeah,
Coach Frank Sutton did an absolutely marvelous job. First year he's ever coached. And not only, athletically, I've never seen a coach, myself included, pick up flag that fast.
Never.
He picked it up fast. He's never done flag. And not only did that, he carried himself, I think, extremely well on the field.
Yes.
I don't ever remember any incident, anything with the coach. And that meant a lot too for our league, because we kind of build our league on not allowing the coaches to be foolish and to kind of keep things in perspective. It's flag football, after all. Roger Goodell's not here and the scouts aren't here, and at least he hasn't called me yet. He might come this weekend. I don't know, but yeah, Frank Sutton did a wonderful job. And the Patriots, they took off like a torch,
a rocket. Yep.
Then they kind of slowed down a little bit when the Bills. Yeah. Sinelli beat them, and then with the Broncos. Now the Broncos went up big on them, and then they came back and almost pulled the comeback off on Jared. So Patriots have nothing to hang their heads about. Wonderful season, wonderful season. Great coach. But then they run into the Panthers, and the Panthers were like the Jags, were just continuing to ramp up, and they had a player that I think he had a broken hand or wrist or something. And he comes back, and this kid is just like dynamite and just adds to an already talented roster. The Patriots, when that game started out, the Panthers went down the field, scored, went up 6-0. They held the Patriots 3-and-out.
Oh, wow.
And then, which is a shocker,
That's
right?
tough.
That's a shocker.
That's really tough.
And they hold them to 3-and-out, and then they go back down the field, get a little bit too complacent because they're having their way, and make a bad decision, throw an interception. The Patriots player, absolutely wonderful athlete, takes it back, and he gets about 3 or 4 yards from the end zone and starts. I don't think it wasn't anything malicious, right?
Yeah.
But it was just that taunting that we don't allow in the league. The kids see it on TV. We let them celebrate whatever they want to do pretty much in the end zone as long as it's not taunting. But he took a taunting call, and so the interception counted. They got the ball 1st and goal, I think right around 5 or 7. But they couldn't convert, and it just seemed like they never recovered from that penalty.
Yes.
Which for coaches watching tonight that are still in the Super Bowl, this is where discipline comes in. Discipline in the sense of keeping your players on an even kill. Not letting these killer penalties. There's some penalties just killer penalties.
It's momentum switches.
It is.
When you see the opportunity and the penalty caused you from not scoring, a lot of these kids, it's like they feed off of that energy, and then it just switches on you. Now you become in a situation where you can't do nothing.
And I don't mean just behavioral. I mean just like general discipline. Like say it's 3rd and goal, an NFL flag, you get 3 downs to score once you cross midfield. It's 3rd and goal, and you take a false start. You're on like the 3-yard line to take a fault. Your drive's over.
Yeah.
Those are killers. And so we've always the teams that I coach, I always tell them, listen, Coach and I will never get angry with you for taking like a pass interference or a holding or flag guarding. That means you're engaged in the game and you're playing. You just made a mistake.
Yep.
But those discipline penalties, like the false starts and the offsides and delay a game when it's not my fault calling it a play late, those are just penalties you just can't have if you want to go take that team, I think, to the next level. That's what's going to separate those teams, especially now in the playoffs and even the Super Bowl, right? Critical times. And so the Patriots just never recovered. And so Panthers moved on. They played the Bills. Now we're back up to speed where we are now. And the Bills just, holy smokes, they just absolutely they were on fire.
Yeah.
The Panthers kept up for a short minute, but then it just like it's like a train. It just gradually, once that train gets on a certain part of that angle of a slant, you can't stop the bleeding, so to speak.
Well, he's going to put his kids in position to do that.
Right.
He's always been like a coach like that. So we know what we're getting from the Bills, and he's just a great coach. He always puts his confidence in his kids. So they feed off his energy. The louder he gets, it kind of seems like they get better. And it's going to be exciting to watch. On the other, the Jags did upset them one time.
This year?
Yeah, this year. The Jags did beat them earlier in the season. They got a last-minute drive and put.
Are you sure? The Bills are undefeated.
The Bills are not undefeated.
Are you sure? I thought they were. We'll have to check on commercial break. That might be a good time. So let's take a commercial break. We're going to verify Coach Miggs, And then we're going to come right back and dig into the 10U and 12U, 15U. We've got a lot of stuff coming up here shortly after the break. And we've even got we don't have all the all-star information for 10 and 12, but we do for 15U.
Yes.
It's going to be very exciting. The teams are assembled. We have that graphic for you. It's going to be fun. So stick around, and we're going to go to commercial. We'll be right back in 30 seconds.
Roar Sports would like to thank the following 2025 fall sponsors: A&S Recovery, Dan Cava Toyota, State Farm agent Stephanie Hayhurst Hall, Trinity Transport, Latham Pool Products, El Rey Mexican Restaurant, Bridgeport Conference Center, Fat Angelo's Pizzeria, West Virginia State Police Troopers Association, Subway of Weston, Shop and Save of Weston, Blue Knights, Friedland's Water Gardens, Commodore Realty, Simply Green LLC, and Lost Trail Film and Photo. Thank you for helping us help the youth in our community.
All right, we're back. We think we might have it figured out. We're not sure yet. I'm not conceding to defeat yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
I was there at the game, so I know.
All right. So let's get into the 10U. Then we'll do some predictions there towards the end.
Okay.
Let's get into the 10U. 10U will start with probably we'll start with the Ravens Broncos. So Ravens Broncos is Bears team, right?
Yeah.
Youngest coach, 15 years old, youngest coach in the league. Kind of partial to him and my son, but he did a
amazing job.
Yeah. The Ravens with you say Ravens, it's Judah Cross.
Firepower, big scores.
And I went back and looked. He did something. I know it's for this season. It's a statistic for this season and perhaps maybe all time. He is the first team to ever hold Judah Cross off the score sheet.
Yes.
That's never been done before.
Never.
So we were proud of that. We were hung right in there towards the end of the game. There was a couple calls we weren't happy about, but as I've told Bear and I've told all my kids that I coach, you can never blame a game on completely a loss on officiating.
Yeah.
Even if it changes it in that moment at the end of the game or at that moment, there was other moments right in that game.
Yeah.
You never play the entire game in just that one moment.
Yeah.
So there's always other opportunities. And at the end of the day, and for some people wonder about the development in our league, and I think the Ravens Broncos game. And I know it's not always like this, but the Ravens-Broncos games, Bear does a great job with the kids because he's younger. They listen to him a little more. And, of course, he plays tackle. He plays quarterback for high school as well.
He's also their idol. They look up to him. They also know who they're getting, and they also respect him because they see him all the time. They see him play. They know what type of player he is, and they want to be like him too. Yeah,
and so the beginning of the season when his high school football, before they dialed the practices back to the earlier slot, I had to cover some of the practices, and it was the $64,000 question every night. Where's Bear? Where's Bear? Where's Bear? Yeah. And so they do respond well to him. Mm-hmm. And so I think he's got more shoulder bumps after celebrations with the players and other coaches. Maybe because they did a good job. They shut Judah down. Yeah. And that's saying that Judah is just an incredible athlete.
Let's get to you were literally 1 point away from winning the game.
Yeah, 1 point. Yeah, it went to overtime.
If you're not proud of that, knowing that this team could have put you in the dirt easily, 35 quickly, and you actually had them on their toes, and you had them frustrated over the sideline right there. You put up huge stops. They look unorganized for a second. They really did an amazing job.
Yeah, they but from a development perspective, going back to that for a minute with Bear, like this Ravens team, I mean, they just stomped a mud hole in the Broncos beginning of the season. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was like 41-0. Yeah. Scoreboard, Mercy ruled them. Yep. So we went from 41-0 to, like you said, 1 point, maybe a point, a call, a penalty from upsetting the number one seed. Yeah. And so for a development perspective, you can look back at seasons and say, hey, we went from a 41-0 butt whooping to a 19-20 overtime win. And Coach, I heard Coach Holden Cross thanked Bear after the game. He said, "Thanks for giving me a heart attack." So Bear did his job.
He probably never had a lot of those.
Yeah, and I think 10U next season. Not looking too far ahead, but from what I understand, Bear's coming back.
Yeah.
He's going to keep his core intact. So his receiver, his quarterback, and running back, they're all back. You have a few folks coming back. We'll talk about your game in a minute. So we may see that. So it was a good game. Proud of him. Proud of what he did. Proud of as his dad of what he did, and proud of what he did with the Broncos. But let's look at the other side. You guys had the what in the world's going on? Yeah, you guys had the Cowboys. Miguel, you guys came in as second seed, had that bye. Let me ask you a question, because this is always this is an interesting thing all the time, and I'll let you take it for a few minutes. So you guys getting the bye, right? You don't get those game speed reps.
Exactly.
How much do you think, without taking anything away from the Cowboys, they're a great team, but them beating you, and it wasn't like I did a little bit of announcing on it, testing out the mics and stuff on that game, and as I was watching, it's a little bit more engaged, right? Because I'm watching it. It was like it was a knuckle fight. Yeah. It was a street fight. It was 0-0. When did the first score happen?
Third quarter near the end. Safety.
Yeah, it was a safety. It was a muffed handoff, I think. Yeah. So it wasn't even. It was like, I mean, neither team would give. Yeah. But how much? And then go into the game. But how much of getting that bye, was that bye more of a hindrance than a help? Of you this past week.
I'm mostly never the number one seed, and every time I move down from division, actually getting the game in before another, I seem to be more focused. Those teams seem to be more ahead of the other team, because that bye week schedules, man, you're just practicing. You're just practicing outside. They're getting actual game. They're getting close games. They're getting reps. So the development from Thursday, you're getting a full game, into a Saturday where you already have the schemes and everything locked in. Your team are already clicked in because they just came off of a win. And for me to sit there and just watch for two practices, not doing nothing with the kids, compared to them actually getting game rep, was a huge advantage.
Yeah, I think sometimes getting that first or second seed like you and Holden had, and maybe Holden could say the same. I mean, look at what happened with our game. Yeah. Not taking anything away from the Broncos, but so once that safety happened, then it was it still was right there, 2-0.
Yeah, 2-0.
And then I remember when I was doing the announcing on there, just messing with the mics and trying to see what it would sound like. I remember when Cooper Johnson got loose on that scene.
Yeah.
And I remember saying when I was in that game, it's going to take a game breaker. It's going to take a Rachel, a Cooper, a Levi, or an Anthony, or one of those, or Colton. It takes a game breaker usually, and that's exactly what happened. They were up 2-0, and then once Cooper took off, seemed like some of the air came out of your sail on the sidelines.
Well, I did score first, but because of a penalty that caused me back.
What was that penalty? What was it?
I think it was offsides on offense, or maybe we false started, or it was something. It was something in that category, and that really shifted our momentum back.
Yep, penalty killers.
Yeah.
The killer penalties we talked about. We just talked about those.
And then kudos to the Cowboys, man. They did a really good job stopping the run. They forced me to make some throws, and I'll be honest with you, they played a really good, solid defense. It was really tough to even get anything going on them.
Yeah, I noticed they changed it up a little bit on you.
Yeah, well, they fixed their gaps.
From the first time they played you.
They fixed their gaps. They decided to put Levi and Cooper off each other. One game they had them together on the same side, and we took full advantage of that.
Well, and you handled them pretty well when you played them in the regular season, towards the end of the season, right?
Yeah, but as regular season and playoff games are totally different games. Yes. And they fixed their gaps on me, and I couldn't find a seam to get through, and that's how it went. And that huge 2-point sack just pushed me downhill. When Cooper got the run, I had the coverage. Rachel was the only left.
They were
and
there.
She slipped, and he got loose. And it was a great run by him. I'm not going to knock his run. He probably would have ended up scoring that anyways.
Yeah.
But I could not bounce back from that.
Yeah, and it's the moment. I think the momentum switch, because flag is so fast in the nature, right?
Yeah.
And there's still folks, we won't name names, but there's still folks and organizations and groups that cannot see that flag football and tackle football are two different sports. Yep. They're very similar, but they are just as different as they are similar. And like it's almost like basketball, like the momentum shift in basketball or hockey or these sports that are fast in transition. I think it's a little different than a momentum in a football, traditional football, right?
Yeah.
And so like you're talking about when that momentum slides a little bit,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And then you start seeing it all coming unraveled. And the interesting thing with flag is, you know, there's some games, and I know I've had my share of them, and I know you have too, where your kids are in the right position at the right time, right? And they just can't pull flag.
Yeah.
Can't pull flag to save their life, and then the next week they might not miss one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right? And so goes the world of flag football. So goes the world of flag football. So we're going to take another quick 30-second break, and when we come back, we will take a peek at the 12U division. We'll have a little fun with that. We're going to try to get Coach Andrew McDonald on the line and see what he has to say about the about their games coming up, and then you and I are going to see each other again. Why does this always happen?
I don't know.
I don't know. But just add to our history together. So we'll talk about that when we come back. So we come back here 30 seconds. Just pay some bills. We'll be right back.
Roar Sports would like to thank the following 2025 fall sponsors: A&S Recovery, Dan Cava Toyota, State Farm agent Stephanie Hayhurst Hall, Trinity Transport, Latham Pool Products, El Rey Mexican Restaurant, Bridgeport Conference Center, Fat Angelo's Pizzeria, West Virginia State Police Troopers Association, Subway of Weston, Shop and Save of Weston, Blue Knights, Friedland's Water Gardens, Commodore Realty, Simply Green LLC, and Lost Trail Film and Photo. Thank you for helping us help the youth in our community.
All right. Well, Coach Meigs has been vindicated by Sports Connect. We checked the scores history, and he was right. It was the Jags that beat the Bills. I don't know why I was thinking it was the Broncos. Anyhow, Coach Meigs right again. All right. Well, let's get into it. Here we go. We meet again, sir.
Yes, we do.
We meet again. The Chargers, Ravens. Looking at that game. I don't know. We played them. We played them the week before. We were down a man, I think, and it was tough, but we pulled that one out, and so I think sometimes familiarity breeds even more competition, right? Yeah. Because you kind of know the other team's tendencies, and by this point in the season, I mean, there's film on everybody. We live stream everything. There's no secrets. No secrets unless you know. So now's when from a coaching perspective, right? Yeah. And this is where you can start putting the wrinkles in that you haven't shown all season, and see what happens. So yeah, the Ravens. You know, I think another first-year coach, Chris Udy, did a good job. His son Brock, this was his first year as full-time QB.
I want to say Brock did an amazing job.
Yes,
Brock.
he did. He
From
did.
what I've seen for the first game to what you're doing now, you've been amazing quarterback, and I give you good props.
Yeah, he did a wonderful job, and you know, on paper, the Ravens had the most veteran team, I think, out of everybody, with the Boyles twins, the Kessner twins. Trent Leon's been here for a few seasons. Lucas Vincent's been here a few seasons. And, of course, Dez. I mean, you can't forget Big Dez. And then Brock. And so they had a pretty good veteran team. They got better as the season went on. Yeah. And they gave you a run for the money.
Well, I played them twice. Twice they gave me a run for my money.
Yeah, and so they're a good team. And the seasons were a little longer. I mean, who knows? Yeah. But yeah, so that was and my Chargers, we got off to a slow start. I don't know. Well, I didn't get to warm up with him. That was part I was refereeing, and Coach Jermel, does a great job with him. But we were thinking two different things at the beginning of the game, and I was doing what I thought we were going to do at the beginning of the game, and that wasn't what they were going over to begin. So it was just some miscommunication. And but his defense held up, and we always say defense wins championships, right? And the game was tight. It was 8-6 game. Yep. Then we scored one more time, and then Jerry took one to the house, pick six, and that kind of sent him in a spiral. So, you know, that was it was a good game. Finished that one off, and then. Here we are, and so we look on the other side of the ball, and there sits Coach Meigs and his 12U Seahawks.
I want to give a good shout out to Nate. You know, I love that guy. He's always been one of those coaches you got to really sit down. Me and him have never talked about this game. You know, me and him talk about everything. I literally had to abandon my friendship from there so I could focus and lock in. I try my best now because me and him goes over everything every weekend, and it was really tough not to try to explain to him what type of strategies I'm about to go over and anything like that. And he's just a good coach, and that was a great team I played against.
Yeah, that was a good game. Looked like both of you guys were playing to your strengths. Braxton was throwing some nice passes down the field. And excuse me, and you were, I think, utilizing your weapons well. Yeah. I mean, it was the this to that, and then back to the surprise hands-offs to Gabe. Once in a while, he got some good yardage. I thought he had some good runs.
Well, I also try to endorse Chase back into the run game, so I'll try to get 2 runners at the same time trying to go off.
I think Chase, for my money though, Chase was more of a threat to that game to the Lions as a blitzer.
Yes,
he had Rocco running all over. And the thing with Chase is he's on the shorter side, right? and so you just don't always see those runners coming. I mean, you think you're on the field. He kind of
Rakes knew about Creed, the shortest
side.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, on the Jags.
A lot of them knows about Colton on the shorter side.
Yeah.
And that's the athleticism of the Murrays, man.
And that is, again, another dimension to flag football. Yes. Is you have to take a good angle when you're going for the flag. And when you have these runners that are quick but they're shorter, it's a different trajectory than the kids are accustomed, right?
And they got to bend. That's to pull.
Yeah.
Actually going down instead of trying to just get to the hip and pull.
Right.
It's really tough.
Yeah, and it's going to make for an interesting game. I mean, I'm probably going to go get some 10U kids to practice against this week so we can practice pulling the flag on Chase. So I'm looking forward to be a good game. I don't know. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. Yep. We get to go at it again. So Chargers and Seahawks, we'll be going at it there on Saturday, the 2 of us. And so then we get to another interesting let's just get over to it. Another interesting while we're at it here, the 15U. Now, the 15U playoffs, we had 3 teams this season due to a lower number. For some reason, fall, just 15U drops off, and then spring comes right back. And so we had 3 teams, and so the kids played double headers. And because they played double headers, each week we would spread the games out. So there would be a 15U game and then a 12U game and then another 15U game. So the team that played the doubleheader had a break in between. And so they were 15-minute halves and it seemed to work well. So we talked and we thought, well, I got with the coaches and I'm like, well, let's just do – what do you guys think about a double elimination for your tournament bracket for the end of the season? Just because the kids technically don't play as much, as long of games and so forth, kind of balance it out. And so that's what we did. And with double elimination, the Saints finished the regular season undefeated, so they got the bye. Last Thursday, the Bills and the Eagles went at it. It was close up front, and then the Eagles were able to get a couple on the board, start pulling away. Or the Bills did, rather. Eagles scored late. Bills finished taking care of business, took a little bit of a break, played back-to-back there. The Bills did. My concern, I was talking to Coach Nate because him and I coached Saints together, was us coming in cold, figuratively and literally, because it got cool fast. Seems like once that sun went down here at the bridge, it just got cold, really fast. And so I was over there, the game before by the Bills and Eagles, and I was over there, yelling at Bear and the guys. I'm like, guys, start running, start doing some sprints, start getting warmed up. And they did. They started off slow. But were able to get a couple scores on the board, and then I think what broke that game open was the Bills, and the Bills have a lot of athletes on that team. They started blitzing, and I want to say it might have been Noah. He's a good blitzer, fast up the middle, and Bear was able to. He just threw an absolute dart to Nate right up through the middle, which seemed to give them that extra score. And then a little later on, he dropped about a 35-yard over the shoulder to Connor. That kind I think, put them in the driver's seat. But the Bills didn't go away. They continue to press on. Evan Root is just, this year they've ran him mostly at quarterback. Josiah's a great quarterback. Josiah Bobley, he's played quarterback a lot. Makes great passes, but he makes some. We've seen some crazy right over here in the end zone where we're broadcasting from right now.
Yeah, when he goes up, he's taking it.
He's tall. He's got a big wingspan. I don't know what his wingspan is. So yeah, a big wingspan. He can catch. He can run. And so, and he can throw. But Evan Root has done a great job, I think, at quarterback this year. And by putting Evan at quarterback, the Bills have opened up to do that.
A huge wide receiver core.
they do. And so where that put us is the Saints took care of business. So yesterday, the Eagles is double eliminations. The Eagles had to win to stay alive. The Bills took care of business yesterday. And so that'll bring us back to the Saints and Bills one more time. Now, here's the interesting thing, and I was asked after the game by one of the coaches for the Bills, and so it's double elimination.
Yeah.
So if the Bills do pull off the win against the Saints, we'll actually have to have a second game on Super Bowl Saturday, which will be a first.
Oh, wow.
But that's all we can do. You know what I mean? It's just nature of the beast.
Yeah.
So we couldn't play the game last week because if then they did win, then it would be over. There would be no Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we'll just see what happens. Should be a good game. But I do want to just for a minute with the Eagles. Going into this season, the protections, the cores were pretty good across the board. But then Halbritter, he got another player. Was pretty good. There was some familial issues, and the player was actually moved and left town, literally. We were able to get another player who played previously in our 15 division who called and said, hey, we missed sign-ups. He's a multi-sport athlete, didn't play, and so he played for a couple weeks. And I still don't know what happened. He moved or something. They say he literally moved out. His family moved. So Pats was at a little bit of a disadvantage, losing two key receivers. He still has Cohen Brown, which has made some.
Great.
Did you see that one-handed grab he made?
Man.
Oh
Cohen
my!
On a different level.
Oh my gosh, this kid. And here's a neat story. Again, talking about development with Cohen Brown, I remember because we used to be at the same school with them over, and I remember Cohen was on some teams that just had a rough year, right? I think he was on two teams, and in those two teams, they might have won one game in two seasons.
Oh wow.
So, I mean, he's kind of paid his dues, so to speak. I mean, he's been on that side of the coin, right? Yeah. And then he took a couple seasons off. He came back, and then last season he was on the Dolphins 15U. Everybody was kind of leaning the Falcons as a heavy favorite. And then here comes the Dolphins in the Super Bowl, wins the game. So Cohen, he's got a ring under his belt now. And he was him and Tripp and Jax. A great trio, and but when you only got so much talent right there, and the other team's got a few more guys, and then Pat's losing players, and there's nothing Pat did wrong. It was just some bad providence, so to speak. But
unfortunate, Pat. I'm sorry.
But one thing I will say, anybody right, wrong, regardless how you feel, Pat Halbritter never gives up.
Never.
He coaches that team all the way till there's 0-0-0-0 on that clock, right?
Yeah.
He never quits, and so that's good to have. All right, so we're going to take a quick commercial break, 30 seconds. Come back. We're going to get Coach Aaron McDonald from Roar South, who is affectionately known as Coach AMAC, on the phone, talk about his 7U Giants and their Super Bowl, and then back to the 12U coming up, and they're going to take on the Falcons, Coach Miller and his Falcons. So give us 1 second. We'll get him on the line. Be right back.
Roar Sports would like to thank the following 2025 fall sponsors: A&S Recovery, Dan Cava Toyota, State Farm agent Stephanie Hayhurst Hall, Trinity Transport, Latham Pool Products, El Rey Mexican Restaurant, Bridgeport Conference Center, Fat Angelo's Pizzeria, West Virginia State Police Troopers Association, Subway of Weston, Shop and Save of Weston, Blue Knights, Friedland's Water Gardens, Commodore Realty, Simply Green LLC, and Lost Trail Film and Photo. Thank you for helping us help the youth in our community.
All right, welcome back. We are back here, and on the line have Coach Aaron McDonald, affectionately known as AMAC. Coach, welcome to the show.
Hey, Thanks for having me.
Oh, our pleasure, our pleasure. So taking a peek back at the standings where we finished up, going back to there, let's talk about a couple of your teams there because you're got your hands full down there, busy man, down there at Roar South. The Giants, if I remember right, did you split the season series with Coach Wyman and the Bengals down there?
We did, yeah. We split it. We got them the first time, and this last game they got us by, I think it was a touchdown or somewhere around in there. Every game we ever play has always been close, but yeah, we split the series.
The now, did you have, if I remember right, did you have a player that you lost a player? Do I remember that you lost one of your players?
We did. Like we lost Tobin Huff. He's a phenomenal player. We had him the first game. I think the first game we played, which was the first game of the season, you can see the growth of both teams. You know, so losing him was big. He was that first game was he was our top flag puller. I think he may have scored 2, maybe 3 touchdowns. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that game was like 33-30. I think it was.
Oh, wow.
3. But yeah, and then they ended up beating us this last game by like 6 or 7. But he's a difference maker. He is. Losing him definitely hurt. I think we lost him like week 2 or 3. I think it was probably week 3. I think we lost him.
Yeah. What's that do for you in the Super Bowl taking on the Bengals there? What's that going to look like?
Well, it does change a lot. You know, being able to defensively and offensively, we use Tobin a lot on both sides of the ball. He's big, but you know the show must go on, and we're confident in everybody we have. You know, the game we lost against them, we were there. It's a difference between a couple of plays, but we've prepared for them last week with practices. I thought we had a really good practice during a bye week, and I think we'll get a good one. We'll be ready.
All right, very good. Well, let's move on to the 12U. You're taking on the Falcons down there, Coach Miller, and late edition Coach Ed there. What's business as usual there, or what? Any surprises you're planning for, or anything you're not expecting? Maybe they might pull out of the hat.
But when you're dealing with Coach Miller, it's always something surprising. You know, he switches things up here and there. And but we got to be ready for everything. We're just going to continue to do what we're doing. Same with practice for them. We executed very well in practice. Our intensity was real high. And no matter what the regular season has been, we've had success in the previous 2 games, but that's not going to matter. You know, come Saturday, we have to play as if it was 0-0 starting the game out. You got to go out there and perform. So we'll be ready. We just have to execute.
Right. And then I don't have the rosters yet because we're still putting those together, but looking forward to that 12U All-Star game where we get to mix up the talent pools from both Lewis leagues. What are your thoughts on that?
That's super exciting. I love it. I'm looking forward to it. The players here, I know, are going to be really excited. It's a really good opportunity just for both. We've played against all the teams in 12U up there, and there's some dogs in that division, you know, and to be able to just put it together and play like that and have that opportunity, we're looking forward to it. I know my son's definitely been talking about it a lot. He's really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be good stuff. Going to be exciting. And
well, let me ask Coach Amac, man. You see, when you come when you come down south, man, you might have to take your notepad and take some notes. I'm just saying, man. We can put you up a couple levels, man.
Yeah. Miggs.
I'm always looking for growth.
Yeah, Miggs has classes he teaches at his house, flag football classes, and there's a $5,000 dog you can hold on your lap, and
Wow.
that's an inside joke. We'll tell you about that sometime. But the Coach Miggs School for Flag Football Development, it's a thing, I guess.
So, you know, I will say this, that when we did our coaches breakfast this year, when he got up and spoke, we truly did take notes about the things that he said and implied it, you know, this year. I think he gives good advice when it comes to that. So I definitely listen to it for sure.
Yeah, it's good stuff. We've got a lot of talent. I've done some pretty cool things in my life, and all the big things that I've done, it's because not that I'm talented at any particular thing, but I've had the God-given ability to find people to put around me that are good things. And I'm serious. That's why this league is done. I mean, it's not all a God thing, but I try to find people around me, that are successful, that can do things. And I love it when it's people that aren't the superstars or well-known people in the community. They're just average Joes like you and I, and they can do good things when they're given the opportunity.
Yes.
Same way with Weston, and that was a God thing, but, he brought Ed along, and I talked to Ed, and then you came along, and then it's just been, again, Roar South. I think it's a testament to yourself and to Ed, the hard work you guys put in down there. I mean, down there in the second season, we've got a press box, we've got a field,
Absolutely.
Potentially a new field. We're in talks with Lewis County Commission
Cameras,
to maybe
everything.
it's been great. So
great.
any go ahead.
No, just to add to that, I mean, Ed's been phenomenal.
Mhm.
Ed and
Has
Allie,
been
both
amazing.
his wife, I mean, they do the most. I'm telling you, and I'm glad he gave me that opportunity to help him. So, and you, of course. And I think it's just continued to grow. Like, we added a new division this year.
Yeah.
And this spring's right around we'll be here right before you know it. And we expect to grow. I mean, it's the community's buzzing with it. We had our parade this past Thursday. That was a good success.
Oh, nice.
So we're thankful for everybody that helped out with that. But I think it's really growing. It's going to take off down here.
Yeah, I do too. I hope so. And so we'll see. Well, Coach, we'll let you go. We won't keep you too much longer. And want to just looking forward to seeing you this Saturday.
Yes.
And seeing what Roar South's going to bring to the table for their Super Bowl games played up here at the Bridge Sports Complex. Any parting words for us, Coach, before we let you go?
Good luck to both of you for Saturday. Looking forward to watching you guys play and everybody else up there. And we'll see you sometime Saturday. Then.
All right, Coach. Thank you. We'll be right back right after these messages.
All right, thank you.
Roar Sports would like to thank the following 2025 fall sponsors: A&S Recovery, Dan Cava Toyota, State Farm agent Stephanie Hayhurst Hall, Trinity Transport, Latham Pool Products, El Rey Mexican Restaurant, Bridgeport Conference Center, Fat Angelo's Pizzeria, West Virginia State Police Troopers Association, Subway of Weston, Shop and Save of Weston, Blue Knights, Friedland's Water Gardens, Commodore Realty, Simply Green LLC, and Lost Trail Film and Photo. Thank you for helping us help the youth in our community.
All right, we're back. Now have Coach Nate Morrow on the phone, head coach for the 12U Lions.
Hi, Nate.
Yeah, I don't know if you're watching at home, Miggs, or Coach Nate, but yeah, Miggs, he said you two haven't had the opportunity to talk about your game where he defeated you on Saturday. So wanted to give you the opportunity to make any remarks, PG rated, that you want because we're live.
No, it's odd because, me and Migs coach tenure together, so we're
Yes.
always in constant contact
Yeah.
about, strategy here and strategy there. So
Yeah.
when we go up against each other, and you don't talk, it's just,
It's
like,
weird.
it's weird. So what's
Yeah.
going on? But then you realize, we got to put aside, a friendship for an hour, and then after that,
Yeah, we do.
back to everything else. So, no, I mean, hats off to the Seahawks. They came out, and played lights out, and we're just a better team that day.
Yeah, we there we go. We're back on. Just some Connor and Barry here providing some offset entertainment for us.
Oh, that's the problem right there.
Yeah, they're just missing Nate.
Come on, Bear. Come on, Bear.
So anyway,
Come on.
yeah, he's bringing Barry on the set now, but yeah, so. But
down a little bit, Bear.
anyhow,
Why do I have to be on?
I don't know what Coach Miggs wants. But anyway, so tell us about maybe more enjoyable things. What about the Saints? What do you tell us about the Saints? What are we doing? You and I doing it, but you're mostly doing it. What are we doing with the Saints Saturday with Bills coming in the field with us?
The biggest thing for the Saints is to stay hungry. I mean,
I was going to ask you a question.
it's been a fun season. One of the more fun teams that I've coached, not going to lie, with Nate, Derek, Connor, Christian, Jelly, as he's been affectionately
Oh
known.
yeah, I'm good at giving those.
We lost TJ at the beginning of the season when he broke his wrist there, so he hasn't actually played the game with us. And then Mr. Schaefer, he went back to what his family does. So, we've only got 8 players, so everybody's going to be leaned on a little bit heavier than it would be if we had a full roster.
Yeah, no rest there. Coach Miggs, would you?
I just want to ask, what's Bears' game plan for Saturday? That's all I wanted to know. So, Bear, can you tell me a game plan that you're trying to execute this Saturday, please, for the future quarterbacks of this league?
For 15U?
For every quarterback, 6U, 8U. I just want to give a word of advice for this moment in Super Bowl, because you've been in the most Super Bowls. I think you have like 19 rings. I just want to know, what advice would you give quarterbacks? I just want to know, what advice do you give quarterbacks in lower seeds, even higher seeds, 6U, 8U, 10U quarterbacks? What advice would you give them so they can be just as good as Bearsop?
Stay collected, hit your dump offs.
Oh, see?
That's it.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Great
wait.
advice. You don't have anything to say? Come on, Barry. Come on. When you're down, all right, let's see this. You're down, 1 touchdown. You at the 10-yard line. You need this. Clock's over. This is it. A penalty calls you to the clock run out. You're on the last 10 yards of the game, and Bear has to make a play call. What is Bear calling, and what is he executing?
All verts. And I'm throwing it to my best wide receiver, my most trusted wide receiver. And, yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Just
Thank you,
stay
Bear.
collected, because if you panic, you're going to lose.
See, those words of advice you cannot beat.
But honestly, the funny thing is, and I know Coach Nate will identify with this. If it seems like every time I go to show Nate a clip, I'm losing my microphone here. I refuse to show Nate any more clips, because every time I show him a clip of something from Alabama, it's always, well, yeah, I saw that. I saw that this morning, or I saw it this afternoon. So my news feed is, you always want to say, oh, I saw something neat here, and this microphone's really a pain in the butt. I saw something neat here, and I'm going to show Coach Nate, and it turns out he's already seen it. But there was a clip, and I'm sure, Nate, you probably saw it. There we go. It was Coach Nick Saban. Coach Nate, if you don't know, is from Alabama.
Yeah.
And
I know.
Coach, well, for the viewers at home.
Yeah, okay.
This stupid microphone's killing me. It was a clip, actually, kind of what Bear was just talking about, of Nick Saban, and he was talking. Did you see that clip, Nate, where he was talking about his first lesson he ever learned as a coach?
Yes.
Yeah, and so it was.
Saban's full of insight when you listen to it. He's also got there's a meme out or a clip out now of like the 5 killers of greatness.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, and that first lesson learned as a coach was, when you get in those situations, you want to put the ball in the hands of your best players.
Yes.
So there'll be a lot of that this weekend, I'm sure.
I think a lot of kids can live with that decision, even a coach. You're down at that situation where you need this big play, and if it doesn't go your way, at least you knew you threw it to
the best chance.
The best chance. My best
right.
odds, my best percentage, my best everything is right here, and I'm gonna try to win this game. And if it doesn't work out that way, it doesn't work out. But you cannot. You feel better about yourself.
Yeah, I mean, you put it back in the kids' hands. I mean, you do so much as a coach, but Coach Nate, you can't go out there and play the game for them. They have to go out and they have to make the plays. But yeah, so we're gonna get quick before we wrap this up. We're almost an hour into the show here. Predictions. Let's go back through here and let's have a little fun here and see what we got. All right, Coach, we've got the playoff picture. So let's see what we got. We got 6U division. We're going to put Connor and Bear, since they're offset here. We're going to put them in there. 6U division. We got the Broncos, coached by Jared Rakes, versus Gerald Radcliffe and the Dolphins. Nate, you go first. Who you taking?
It's hard to pick against Rakes.
It is.
I'm going to have to go with Rakes on that one.
You have to go with Rakes on.
No disrespect to Radcliffe at all.
Yeah,
Radcliffe's
yeah.
a great coach.
Disclaimer for any coaches watching the show. There is no disrespect meant for anybody
Yes,
on this
please.
next segment. We're just having some fun, making some predictions. So here we go. All right. So he's got the Broncos.
I have the Broncos too.
You got the Broncos, Miggs?
Rakes is just that coach, man. I just can't. There's nothing against the Dolphins, man. He's a good coach too. It's just you can't go against Rakes, man.
Nate, you got any score predictions? I know it's hard at this age. 6U, it's just like.
I can't.
You think it's gonna be close?
I can't. We can't put numbers on these.
You think it's gonna be close?
Yeah, I don't really. I think if whoever scores 2, it's pretty much game over.
That'd be close. Bear, what you got?
The first team to stop the other team will actually win.
I got Rex.
Oh, Bear's giving us a score. He's just going. What do you got? He got Rakes and what?
28-16
20-16 Rakes.
Rakes.
20-16.
What? 28-16.
28-16.
28-16. Connor, what say you? Connor's going Broncos.
So it's a
Connor's going
Broncos
Broncos.
sweep.
He's going Broncos.
So
He's going
let's hear what
Broncos.
Jason has to say.
Honestly, it's one play. It's just one play in this division, and I think just because of experience, I think all else being equal, I think you got to lean towards the Broncos just because of the experience.
Yeah.
Rakes is how many seasons has Rakes been in?
Well, I'm a lot.
A lot. But here's the thing, though. But here's the rub. If you've listened or watched or refereed, like I have a lot of the games, Coach Radcliffe and the Dolphins, he knows what he's doing.
He does. He does.
And he's teaching these kids. I mean, if this guy,
Schemes,
if
yeah.
Radcliffe,
He helped me out a little bit, too.
I'm going to make a prediction today. What's today? October 5th at 1857. I'm going to tell you if Coach Gerald Rake stays with this flag football, he's going to be a problem to deal with for other coaches in a good way. I mean, in a competitive way. Yep. So that's my 2 cents on that. All right, looking over here, the next division. Here's where it's going to get 8U division. Here we go. This is the one. All right, Nate. What say you on this this fine Sunday evening in the land of 8U? The land of
It's hard to pick against the Bills. I've watched them play a couple times, but then the Jaguars I think they're hitting their stride at the right time, so I'm going to have to go Jags.
You're going Jags. You going to put a score on this one? You that brave?
No.
He's not that brave.
No, not that brave. No.
He's not that brave. Bear, what you got? What's Bear got? What comes from the land of Bear?
Vinny's he's too experienced.
Oh, Vinny's going. He's going with experience.
He's been to so many Super Bowls. I got Bills, but not by much.
Bears taking the Bills in a close one, maybe even overtime. He says that's pretty much a coin toss. Connor, what do you got? Connor's rolling Jags. Connor's rolling Jags. He's rolling Jags. Rolling the Jags. And you got who?
I got the Jags.
Of course, April's on there.
And I think they're going to go into overtime.
You think it's going to be overtime?
I think Bears are absolutely right. I think it's going to come down to overtime points on that one.
I don't even have. You know what? I'm just gonna recuse myself from this one because I'm going to end up refereeing probably, and I'm just going to recuse myself of what I think may or may not happen.
I think that's a smart man right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull Herb Street and recuse myself from that one. All right, next up, here we go. 10U, Coach Miggs. We'll start with you on this one.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. If the Cowboys put up some early points, I think I'll pick the Cowboys. But if I can't see them doing that early against Judah, Judah's going to come in there. They're going if they start lighting it up, it's no stopping that train.
Well, especially after what the Broncos did to him.
Yeah,
Saturday shutting him down.
I don't think it's going to happen again twice. I just don't. So I've got the Ravens.
Yeah, Ravens on a bounce back. Yeah. How about you there, Sir Connor? What do you got? Huh? The assistant coach of the Cowboys. Yes,
yeah,
Mr. Connor Central. He's definitely going with the Cowboys. Going with your Cowboys. Bear, what do you think?
I got the team that pulls the most flags.
Bear said, "Oh, that's an interesting take." No, but
that's how you win games. Literally.
But yeah,
team that actually pulls.
So
the most
then
wins.
you don't think there'll be any big plays? Because both teams with Cooper Johnson and Judah, right?
Judah and the other running backs, I think it's like Kendall Gillespie. If they make the first down miss, they're gone.
But this is the problem with the Ravens. We got to come to a conclusion with the Ravens gonna run the ball and force you to drop. They're gonna force your defense to drop. They're gonna do a lot of the schemes. Then they're gonna hit their targets over the top. I don't. It's
but I don't see the Ravens going deep though. He's a good quarterback, but he's not a deep ball passer.
But he doesn't really need deep. He just needs
dump offs.
To get behind.
Dump offs. Yeah, that trace. There's been an X factor for the Ravens.
You can't stop that.
When coach, well, yeah, you can't coach height. You cannot coach height. Ask Bear about that. First season we played NFL flag was in Morgantown at Pro Performance. We were 1-6, terrible team, went all the way to the Super Bowl, knocked out a couple other teams along the way. We were in the Super Bowl, were up by 1 or 2 touchdowns, had the team crying because they had never trailed all season, and then their coach finally got a ray of sunlight in his mind and thought, oh, wait a minute, my kids are a foot taller than these kids.
Yeah,
and they just threw it over our head. You can't coach height.
The thing is, with the way the Cowboys play me, they took away what I was strong at. The Ravens have strength in both ways.
Oh, yeah.
So they dropped their line. If I could have got my passes behind, which we did, and it was just a little off the flow, we could have changed that game a lot.
Yeah.
I don't have that quarterback to make those type of decisions.
Right.
They knew I was going to try to run the ball. They're going to drop their line to stop the run, and then the pass game is going to take advantage of their weaknesses.
Right. So yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. Bear, what do you got? Bear and Connor are here. They're still. You picking? You said most flags. You don't give me a team. You're not going to make a prediction.
You have to give a team.
You got to pick a team. He's not sure. He doesn't see Judah having 2 bad games in a row.
He's picking the Ravens.
He's picking the Ravens.
So we got 1 Cowboys, two Ravens. So what's the decision here?
I don't know.
What's the decision here, Nate?
Well, give Nate. Nate, who you got?
I think the team that can weather the storm, like early on, is the team that's going to pull it out. And I know the Cowboys are going to come out with something to prove. So I'm going to go with the Cowboys.
Oh, he's rolling with the Cowboys.
So you the tiebreaker.
Yeah, he's going with the Cowboys.
You didn't even pick Jason. What's going on?
I don't know, man. That's going to be a tough one. I think here's the thing. And if we just look like on paper and talent wise, if you just look, so you've got like the Ravens. You got Judah and you got Graham and you've got Carter's a good manager. You got Trey with the height and you got this. But then you look over the Cowboys and you've got everybody knows about Cooper Johnson.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you, for me, the surprise this year has been Liam Nines.
Yeah.
I don't know how we missed him in the combine. I don't know how I missed. Was he a random or was he a pick?
It was a pick.
Was he a pick? I don't know how I missed him in the combine. So the kids. Was he? I must have just been out to lunch or something. But he was like, he's fast, he's tall, he is an absolute problem. Like that. There was one play in particular. Miggs and I talked about earlier in his games yesterday. He looked like he got shot out of a cannon coming up on that one blitz and pulled. I think it was Hess's flag. It was just he's a problem. And then you can't forget about Levi Moore. Levi Moore is a very smart player.
Yes.
Mentally, the kid's a smart player. He knows how to get open. And so there are things the Ravens, I don't want to give too much away to either one of the coaches, but there were some things we saw with the Ravens, and that's how we were able to put a game plan together.
Well, you should give it away because if they can't make adjustment now, they're never going to make adjustment. I mean, this is it.
Yeah. Well, it's all on film. Everybody can find it. It's all on film. So, I don't know. I think it might come down to it might be similar to your game where it's just going to take a game breaker or a break here, a break there, and then that may come into an unraveling. And I think kind of combined with what Coach Nate says is who can weather that and have a short memory and move on to the next play. Yeah. I think they're going to have a definite advantage in this game. But I think if one team gets up 2 scores or more in the first half, I think it's over. I think it's over because with the emotions that high and the Super Bowl hype and everything, sometimes it's just a lot emotionally for kids, even at the 10U, because we have the smoke and the lights and everything going on. It's just a lot to take in. So Coach, you got any parting words for us before we wrap this thing up here? We got one more division to go. Well, I got 2 more divisions. I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself here. 12U.
Well, me and you already know me and you're going to pick what we're going to pick. So let's ask Nate and the boys.
Nate and the boys, yeah, because Miggs is going to pick his Seahawks. Yeah. I'm going to pick my Chargers. Coach, let's go with Connor first. Connor, who you got?
I got Seahawks with an upset.
He got Seahawks with an upset.
You may stop Jolin, but you ain't stopping Levi. You can't get both.
He's picking Joel and Levi.
Quarterback that's proven he's
Braxton. Listen, Braxton can sling some balls.
He's my 12U most improved player.
Yeah.
Yeah, Braxton, 100%. 100%. Yeah, he did. He made some fantastic reads. Braxton. Well, he's a baseball player. And so 100%. Bear, what you got?
Well, Braxton and the Seahawks are stacked. It's Jerry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jerry's tough.
Yeah, Jeremiah is.
They played 6-on-7 against
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Jeremiah's, and we really have. Honestly, we've tempered down his carries this year most of the time. I mean, because I've got other people around him, and that was kind of the idea when we built that team. We were able to get a couple quarterbacks and be able to sling the ball, do some other things. And Hayden Walker has been an absolute dog for us. Yeah. I watched him make some runs. Did you see some of those runs he made yesterday? Yeah. I mean, just shredding people.
He just have that attitude that he don't care. That's why people don't like about him. Like
this is his first year though. He didn't have that development year that a lot of kids have. He just came right into 11. You said, "Okay, I'm here."
He's just balling. He's balling, man.
So yeah. So okay, Coach Nate, it's on to you. Who you got? Seahawks, Chargers.
I mean, it's hard to pick against Jeremiah. I mean, Jeremiah is he's bigger, he's faster, and he's smart. But with that being said, the Seahawks have the weapons to actually upset the
100%.
The Chargers. So I'm going to go with the Seahawks.
He's going Seahawks. All right.
Plus, I get a Lombardi Trophy out of it if it's Seahawks.
Well, you want to share with us?
Yeah. We made a spectacular trade. So.
Yeah, spectacular for you, not so much for Coach Morrow. Not so much for Coach Morrow. That trade kind of hurt him, but it was a pity trade. But hey, Coach Morrow, what Miggs doesn't know is those. It's kind of like
he knows I would have did it for him.
It's like the old Marlon Brando. I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse, right? Yeah. So he owes him one, I think. So you better hope he doesn't. Yeah.
He's gonna pull it out next season. I bet you. He's gonna be like, "Well, Miguel, and I'll be like, "Okay, that's fine."
Yep. You remember last season? Yeah, for sure. All right, last one, Coach Morrow, and then we got an important announcement to make. Some things to talk about. We're on the screen back with we got the Saints and Bills. What you got? I mean, obviously you gotta go with your team.
Saints, yeah. So
I go with the Saints, but I think it's gonna be in the second game or the first game.
Whoa, you picking the Bills to upset you the first game and have to play the doubleheader?
Absolutely. I think the Bills are due.
They are.
They're way too talented all the way across the board.
Oh yeah.
I think they'll end up pulling out the first game.
Woo!
Well, we have all Saints players, so I'm gonna represent the Bills.
Yeah, well, we're not. We won't get predictions.
I'm picking the Bills. I'm picking the Bills.
He's going with the Bills.
It's hard beating a team 9 times. I'm just saying, if at this point, if we don't have a game plan to stop, which I'm not gonna lie to you. Trying to stop Connor and Nate is nearly impossible. It's not like you're getting a team that you had for multiple years. All right, these kids are the best of the best in our league, and they have 3 of the best kids in the league on one team. Just letting you know that.
So yeah, it's good.
I got the Bills, but it's gonna be you're still gonna win the championship. But I think the Bills are gonna beat you this weekend.
By the way, speaking.
Yes.
Oh, you don't have to win the whole thing.
No.
That's locker room material. And by the way, Coach, I need to just let you know fresh on my way in today.
And wait a minute.
I got locker room material from your quarterback. I just want you to know I'm sharing it with my team. So Braxton's dad called me and asked me about something about a schedule because they got a baseball game, and I pulled up a schedule and was telling him what field they were playing on. And Braxton made sure to tell me to let my Chargers know that they need to pack a lunch because he's coming for them on Saturday. So that is just that's some locker room material right there for my guys. Give them some motivation.
Hey, we don't do that here.
Well, you better talk to your quarterback because he's my next door neighbor and he's just shouting over the hill talking smack. All right, Coach Nate, we're gonna let you go and I'm gonna wrap up with a few things here. Anything else? Any parting words for us?
No, look forward to it. Saturday's gonna be an exciting day.
All right, Coach. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. All right. We come back 30 seconds. We have a very important announcement to make and some other things. So we'll be right back after these messages.
Roar Sports would like to thank the following 2025 fall sponsors: A&S Recovery, Dan Cava Toyota, State Farm agent Stephanie Hayhurst Hall, Trinity Transport, Latham Pool Products, El Rey Mexican Restaurant, Bridgeport Conference Center, Fat Angelo's Pizzeria, West Virginia State Police Troopers Association, Subway of Weston, Shop and Save of Weston, Blue Knights, Friedland's Water Gardens, Commodore Realty, Simply Green LLC, and Lost Trail Film and Photo. Thank you for helping us help the youth in our community.
All right, we're back. My mic is fixed again. I got to do something about this mic. So we need.
This is the last one anyway. So
No, we got a post Super Bowl
yeah,
show.
we
Remember,
do
we're going
have
to
a
do some
post-Super-
highlights. Talk about that.
Yes.
All right.
yes.
All right. So, speaking of 15U, it's a good point to segue into there. We wanted to just do something again for the 15U because they've had a little bit of a shortened season with the less players and less games. And so, what we decided to come up with was we come up with our format for the 15U All-Stars for a couple reasons. One, it's going to be, I think, a little more fun, get some more players, more time on the field. And anytime players can get more time on the field, it's always fun. Not taken too seriously. And it's going to give us coaches time to kind of enjoy watching the kids.
Yes.
So what we decided to do was we took 4 of the best quarterbacks we had. Originally, Josiah Boblet was in there, but they're going to be on vacation.
Yes.
Though they won't be in town. So that's why it's not a slight to Josiah. He's not going to be in town, so next man up. So what we did was we started with the 4 top kids that play quarterback, which was Bear, Jax, Nate, and Evan Root. So all 4 of them, we made them captains. They drew out of a hat for draft order. Then we took the next 4 fastest receivers, talent-wise, kids that we could find. They picked from those 4. And then the rest of the draft they did on their own. So in whatever order they chose. And so we announced it at the game, but it was kind of loud in here, so we're going to show you who the teams are. Before we do, it's going to be 5v5 pure NFL flag rules. So if you ever wanted to see and get a taste of the NFL flag tournament experience of what it's like, the games are extremely fast. And by fast, I mean 12-minute halves, 24-minute games. So there'll be 2 games an hour played. Double elimination format, 4 teams on the 18th. That's when all All-Star games are going to be on the 18th, 10U, 12U, 15U. The 15U division is going to run, and we'll go ahead and pull up the teams for the 15U All-Star. The 15U All-Stars, there we go. So the captains are in white, and they're not only captains, but they're also coaches. So there will be no coaches involved for this game. It'll just be the players. And so the first team, Team Bear, captained by Bear Saab. Their lineup looks pretty good. Cohen Brown, great receiver. Morgan Lambrinides. Morgan is a just dog of a flag puller. She locks that corner down, and there's not too many guys that get around her. Kellen McJilton, there's another candidate for most improved player. Knowing Kellen and seeing Kellen, what he's done in the past, and he just gets better every year. And this year, he has been catching balls, which is like Jeremiah, right? He had an issue catching balls. Dalton Wheeler, another one that's come up. He's turned into a dynamic corner for the Saints. And then Parker Wolford, maybe the surest hands in all of 15U. Parker Wolford, who also played quarterback some this year.
Yeah.
Didn't do a bad job for the Bills. Then we look at the next team. Evan Root will be captaining and leading that team. Noah Bomar, very fast. Mm-hmm. He's had a great season as a rusher, as a receiver even. Caden Delaney, one of the top receivers. I think he was receiver of the year last year in 15U. Marcus Pifley. Bailey Hott on there. That's a newcomer, first year in the league there. Marcus Pifley coming off a Super Bowl win last year with the Dolphins. And then Nate Springer, he's been in the league a couple seasons. So Team Evan Root looking really good. Evans really stepped into that quarterback, kind of turned into his baseball skills.
Yep.
Right? He's a baseball player. He's had a great career. I think Patriots, who they play for. I know he's gone to the World Series or been in that tournament before, and so that's been a good one. Then we have the gunslinger, Jackson Halbritter. Jackson grabbing Connor Setchell, which is one of Bears' favorite targets this year. A very capable receiver, as well as Henrik Kunzler. Kunzler gives you height, gives you talent, and then of course Jax didn't sleep on Tanner Carlisle. The kind of joke on the sideline last season and this season, that's my draft pick.
Well, he had to take his biggest enemy out the game and put him on his side.
Tanner has absolutely harassed Jackson. I want to say, and I'm pulling this number off the top of my head, I want to say he has between 5 and 7 sacks on Jackson this season. He's just Tanner is him when it comes to blitzing. He is just a pest. Bo Henry, who has turned into a and then Uriah Elwood's been a pleasant surprise this year, making some key catches and runs. And then bringing up the real, we just had his dad on the phone, Coach Nathan Morrow. Nate Morrow is going to be captaining and leading his team. Alexis Burrows, another first-year player. She's done a great job. Josiah Hott, first-year player, has been doing a great job. And then Nate's getting reunited with
Tripp.
with Tripp.
Besties.
Him and Tripp Matthews played together 2 seasons ago, I believe, with the Cowboys in 15U. Tripp, extremely fast runner. He's not shifty or jukey, but he's twitchy. But he's one of those players. It's kind of like one of those boats, those speed boats that kind of just once they get up on plane, and you can't let Tripp get moving. If you don't get on Tripp early and he gets that sideline and gets a couple steps, it's lights out. Rush Perrine, here's another one. Rush runs track for his school, and he's another one that's come along and just improves every year. He's very fast. He's getting better at receiver as well. And then the last one you saw there was Christian Ware. He was been an awesome corner for the Saints this year. Unexpected surprise for us for the Saints. And so once again, there's your 15U All-Star team. They will be battling it out. The field here at the Bridge, if you haven't been up here.
So what are we doing for uniform? We're doing colors?
They'll be colored uniforms. They'll be getting a jersey with the
like the Army Navy ones?
No.
I like those. Those are traditional.
So Miguel's middle name is
Cha-Ching.
Cha-Ching. But it's Miguel Cha-Ching Black. I'm going to get him a shirt with his initials because every time Miguel comes up with an idea, there's that Cha-Ching.
The shirts are universal. Everybody wears them out. They also they support the league. It's like a sponsorship shirt. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wears them out. They got their name on it. They feel good. I'm just saying.
By the way, Coach Miggs Flag Football will be the sponsor of Roar Sports for a donation of cha-ching next year. Anyway, but yeah, they will be getting all the all-star teams. We're going to get performance jerseys. They won't be the sublimated or like the NFL flag, but just something the kids can keep. Maybe similar logo to what you see there with the All-Star, Roar Sports All-Star. And so yeah, that'll be there. It's been running on our ticker here on the bottom of the screen, the time. Just an announcement real quick so everybody's aware, and it'll be in the Lions Den newsletter that'll come out this week as well as the updates on the app. We do want to recoup some money. A little bit from the Super Bowl. It's probably one of the biggest productions we do during the year. Between the rings that are custom rings each year, and they're
always different.
They're always different, so the kids have something unique. The Lombardi trophies that the coaches get, the head coach gets, and so we got to recoup some of that a little bit. And so what we ask for is $5 gate. 12 and under is free, so don't worry about the kiddos. But $5 gate, and for $5 when you come in, $5, and it's not just your game. I mean, there's going to be some great games coming up. And actually, if I can figure out how to do this here, give me a second here. We'll try to pull the window over here. Mac OS screen capture. Maybe that'll work. Maybe I can do it that way. And do. Let's see here. Can I do it that way? Yeah, let's try that. Let's try that. And then do there it is. The master schedule there. We'll transition that up on screen. There we go. And so we'll get this up on screen. The schedule here we see is 8 o'clock. Not the most elegant design, but you get the idea. 8 o'clock, Roar Central, 6U Dolphins and Broncos. The Giants taking on the Bengals at 9:30, 11, the Jags and Bills. We've got the 11 o'clock. Each game, as you see, is bracketed for an hour and a half. Jags, Bills, Colts. There's going to be some great games coming up. Great games coming up this week. And so we invite you to come early. $5 gate, get your wristband. Wristband's good for all day. So that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 divisions here, 8 games. That's 8 games, 8 Super Bowls. You can come watch. The Bridge Sports Complex here where we host our games has a wonderful cafe downstairs. It'll be open. They got walking tacos, cold cut sandwiches.
Coffee.
What else they got? Pretzels. Bears, give me the menu here. Pretzels. What else you grub down there?
A baked potato.
The wraps, baked potato, boba tea, sandwiches, subs. They got all kinds of stuff here at the Bridge. So you can come down. Smoothies.
Yep.
What's
Coffee.
that dirty drink they got now? I saw dirty soda. Yeah, like a soda and coffee and creamer. Yeah, that's really good. They do a great job here at the Bridge. So come and watch some games, get a wristband, enjoy a good atmosphere. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. So with that being said, I think this is going to wrap up our Super Bowl edition of the Lions. It's been a fun season.
It's been an amazing season.
It's been a fun season. Hopefully we can do get a little bit more design and stuff done on our podcast for next season. Our intention, as long as everything goes according to plan, by God's grace, we will be live streaming all divisional Super Bowls. So typically we haven't done the 6 and the 8 because they're on different sides of the fields, and we don't be unfair, and we got to try to look at the schedule and see who moved the camera there. But we will be broadcasting live all Super Bowl games. So if you're unable to make it, or maybe you come up for a few and you can't make the rest of them, just tune in to either the channel that you're watching us on right now, YouTube, Facebook, Roar Central, Facebook, Roar South, or on our YouTube, Roar Sports WV. Again, if you have any questions, comments, gripes, complaints, let's go to Miguel. But any questions for me, just feel free to reach us out. Info at roarsportswv.com. info at roarsportswv.com. And reach us 304-608-3529. You can reach us. Oh, I just remembered, last announcement. Parents, if you have not picked up your pictures, they will be at the front desk here at the bridge tomorrow morning. Feel free to stop by and say, hey, I'm here at Roar Sports, need my pictures. So for Coach Miguel Black,
have a great season.
Great end of the season. Super Bowl, myself, Jason, Roar Sports here. Thank you guys for hanging out with